Good morning. This is what I've made for dinner all week long. Those are string cheese chunks because I didn't have any mozzarella, but I melted them down in a pan. This is just some ricotta, string cheese, should be mozzarella, mushroom, and some herbs. And you melt the whole concoction down and you put it on top of some, well, you're supposed to put it in the skin of some chicken, but I just put it on top because I wasn't about to deal with all that. It also wanted me to cook it in the oven, but I wanted to cook it in the Instant Pot because my husband walked in the door. It was a little late, so I popped it in the old Instant Pot, and we had some chicken, mushroom, the coating, what do you call that? The topping, it was pretty good. I poured some water in there because it's a pressure cooker. You need some fluid, right? And we had that with some giant, look at this asparagus. My mom brought me this asparagus. It's the size of my finger, check that out. And I just did a baked potato.
You're in the sink, sweetie.
These asparagus, by the way, were not very good at all. They were like very woody. The next night, I didn't have the capacity to cook anything, so I just poured a skillet meal into an old pot there. Took out some sauce because these are always way too saucy. Look at all that sauce. And then I just made it with some bread that I had in my fridge, and we had it with a side salad. And that was dinner that night. The next night, leftovers and Dairy Queen happened. My daughter's first time having some ice cream. This night, I made those pork loins. All they asked me to do was stab it up, crush some, that's salt and pepper. Then I crushed some rosemary and garlic up and massaged it into the little holes. And then I roasted those. This was actually pretty tasty. As a side, I just used some Bob Evans pre-made mashed potatoes, poured a little milk, a block of cream cheese, eyeballed about a cup of sour cream, poured some Italian seasoning into my hand and crushed it up, put it in the mashed potatoes like that. And then I used some garlic salt and a little bit of nutmeg, which was actually a very nice touch. If you want any of these recipes, you can just leave a comment and I'll put a recipe in the description. These are all from cookbooks, so I don't have the recipe handy, but I will definitely type it out if you're interested enough. I sprinkled it with some cheese and then topped it with some crunched up bacon, and then I just baked it off in the oven next to that roast. Then we started with the carrots, which this recipe ended up being awful. A lot of people liked it, according to Instagram. That's warmed up orange juice. And you put the carrots in there, you grate some
What are you doing, baby?
orange zest, and you add maple syrup. And anyway, I rinsed off the carrots and then roasted them with dill, salt, and pepper to try to remedy the awful taste. This dinner was my favorite. I roasted or toasted some pine nuts. I added it to some minced garlic, Parmesan cheese, and panko crumbs. Mixed that all together. Salt and peppered some chicken breast. This right here is just mayonnaise and basil. And you spread that on top, and then you top it with this coating of panko, Parmesan cheese, toasted pine nuts, and garlic. And this was actually really delicious. Kept the chicken nice and moist. Baked this off, and I ate it. I ate all the leftovers the next day. My husband's like, where'd that chicken go? As a side from the same cookbook, they asked me to use olive oil, basil, and garlic to add to these boiled or blanched or whatever green beans. I like them in the air fryer way better. Wouldn't try that again, but this was dinner for the next night, which is some of that leftover bread. Then the following evening, plans went askew, and I ended up just barbecuing I even barbecued bacon. I started another fire because the fat, I just like starting fires in the barbecue. We had it with some air fried fries. The next evening, I was supposed to make some honeymoon chicken and biscuits, but I saw this in the fridge that I had marinating for a couple days in just some Italian dressing, the chicken anyway, and I realized I needed to cook that. So I just threw it on the grill, put some asparagus in the air fryer, doctored up some white rice, and that's what we had for Friday night. Today is Saturday morning. It is 7 a.m. I haven't had any contractions. I'm still pregnant and all that great stuff. So I'll keep you guys updated. If I do go into labor, I'll post a little thing on the community tab here on the YouTube. Otherwise, I will update on Instagram. But I'm just here waiting for the little baby to come through whenever she feels like coming through. All right, that was my what's for dinner this week. I was supposed to have this video on Friday, but things, it's rough around here. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday morning. It's pretty rainy looking here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Likely a small grocery haul, because I purchased a lot of what I needed last week to do a bunch of meal prepping, and I had anticipated a baby sometime in the next couple days so that I can start using all that prepped food, so I don't need a huge grocery haul. But I just did a little bit of something, some stuff for the kids and whatever, to make it easy for my mom when she comes and watches the little babes. Yogurt pouches, macaroni and cheese, stuff like that. Anyhow, I will see you in that grocery haul whenever that happens in a couple days from now. Otherwise, I'll post on the community tab that I've birthed, God willing. All right, have a nice day. Bye.